Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about international trade, okay? And the conventional wisdom when it comes to international trade is that it is better to be selling things, right, to be exporting things, rather than buying things, rather than importing things, okay? So basically, and the reason why people generally say that is because it is better to take money in rather than give money out. So that is the conventional wisdom. Now, before I go any further, some of you might know this from having seen some prior videos, but for those of you that don't know, I'll let you know now. In my prior life, I was an accountant. Okay, and not only was I an accountant, in my last position, I was the chief financial officer of a small import-export company. And as you might have guessed, the company did a lot of business with China. So I know something about the subject. Okay. Now, as an accountant, okay, my job is to take all these, these financial transactions and business-related stuff, and I have to present information to the owners of the company in such a way that they can actually digest it and understand it. Okay, so I can't talk accounting language to them, can't talk economics to them. I have to talk to them in beans, right? That's why they call us bean counters, right? Because I basically have to take things and boil them down to the most simple, understandable, in the most simple, understandable way. So, hence we are called bean counters in the industry. That said, let's talk about a little bit about international trade. And I'm gonna basically, let's say that I am in the business of selling AR-15s, right? All right. So I export AR-15s and I am selling them to China. Okay. I mean, I know we don't, but we'll just keep it simple for now. So I sell AR-15s, and the conventional wisdom is I want to basically sell as many of these as I can, and bring back home as much money as I can. Okay. Now here's the problem with that. If this is a real product that has real value, okay, and in a really end of the world type of situation, this is something that will provide you with food, okay, or it will protect your food. Whereas money cannot do those things. Money would have no value. Money is something that it's basically, it's a human construct, and in today's world, the government basically has control of the money supply. Okay, especially the U.S. government, they're in a position to pretty much print money, and there are some controls in place, but within itself, the government has the ability to decide that they're going to print more money, and they call it raising the debt ceiling. Okay, when they're saying they're raising the debt ceiling, it basically means they're printing more money. Because money is something that we don't control, right, and we're not in a position to determine how valuable it really is, we're going to switch over to something else. Okay, so some people might say, well, how about gold? Let's go to gold because gold is, historically it's been important, right? Well, here's the problem with gold. Unless I own the gold mine, okay, again, I don't control the gold. So the people that control the gold mine are in a position to control the value of the gold simply by deciding that they're not going to, mine any more gold, because by not producing any more gold, you're reducing the flow of gold into the market, or if they want to reduce the value of gold, they simply flood the market with gold, so they're in a position to kind of control the market. Okay, so unless you have a gold mine, you really don't control the gold supply. So let's get away from that. Okay, so let's talk about something that we can actually understand. Okay, what we're going to do, okay, we're not going to accept money as payment because we don't control money. It's something that other people control. We're going to barter. Okay, all right, we're only going to barter. So if I'm going to be selling AR-15s, right, to the Chinese, I want to be paid with something of value. Okay, and this is what I want to get paid with. I want AK-47s, okay? I want, and this is not a Chinese-made AK-47, but let's say that, Chinese, obviously, they do produce them. So, I want to trade AR-15s, one AR-15 for one AK-47 because I know what the value of these two things are. Now, we may have somebody that says, you know what? you know, AR-15s are way better rifles than AK-47s, okay? And maybe they are, I don't know. Or in any case, they might say, well, you know, if I'm trading one for the other, I'm actually not profiting. Because even if these are of the same value, I'm giving them an AR-15, I'm getting back an AK-47, I have not profited, okay? That makes all the sense in the world. There you go. I want to sell one AR-15 and get back 2 AK-47s. Okay, doesn't that make sense? All right. If I'm going to be giving away one thing, I want 2 things in return, and basically, you know, this covers the cost of this, and that's my profit. Right, that second AK-47 is my profit. But maybe that's not enough. 3 AK-47s. Okay, this is a much better deal. Okay. For every AR-15 that I send to China, I want to get back 3 AK-47s. Think about that logically. Does that not sound like a much better idea? I mean, you might like AR-15s better, but the AK-47 is a very reliable design. You can't say that it's garbage. In fact, you know, the reality is that unless AR-15s are made well, they don't work very well. Okay, so an AR-15 has to be made relatively well, and it's not hard to make them well. This is a Palmetto, works great. Gun only costs $250. You know, it's a great gun. An AK-47, on the other hand, even a poorly made one where the parts don't fit together perfectly, they work pretty good. Okay, and you know, if you go to Somalia or some of these places, you'll see that they piece together AKs from scraps, and the guns work. Okay. So, business-wise, trade-wise, this is a better deal. This is what I want in international trade. I want to export one AR-15, and I want to get back 3 AK-47s. Okay, that makes sense, but that's not where everybody wants to go. Let's take the AKs off the table. Okay, move it to this side. Okay. This is what people think is a good deal, or what the media and the politicians tell us is a good deal. They want a situation where they export more, right? They're going to export 3 AR-15s, right? And basically get back in return 1 AK-47. Does that make any sense? You know, why would I want more valuable product going out of the country than coming into the country? It makes more sense. I want more value coming in than going out, and money is not valuable. Okay, money is something that the government controls. It's always in flux. It can always be manipulated. Money basically is a receipt. You know, that's you know, it's representative. And it's something that the government controls. So this is what the media and the politicians are telling us is a good deal, but this is obviously not a good deal because you know, 3 AR-15s being traded for 1 AK-47 is never a good deal. Okay? Let's get this out because this is so bad. And in fact, let's get this out. Okay, so I'm back to my product. I say I'm in the business of selling AR-15, so I got a better idea. Let's take the AR-15 off the table. Let's get the AK-47 back on the table. And let's talk about what I really do. The Chinese have AK-47s to sell. Okay, I don't want to trade any of my AR-15s. I don't want to give them AR-15s for valuable AK-47s. What do I want to give the Chinese? I want to give them grass. I want to give them leaves. I want to give them stuff that grows out of the ground and is easily replaceable. Okay, something that really doesn't have that much value to me because I can make so much of it. So I want to give them dirt, grass, leaves. That's what I consider a really good deal. Okay, so that's our lesson today in international trade. Okay, you want to get value and give away, you know, garbage basically, or your excesses, or things that you have, you know, a surplus of. you don't want to give away valuable things. You know, another way to look at this is look at the oil supply. You know, look at the oil market, right? Um, People think that it's a good idea to drill oil, right, and sell it to the rest of the world. Well, oil is a limited commodity. There's a fixed amount that's in the ground, okay? You know, there might be more deeper, but there's a fixed amount that's in the ground. What makes sense to me is to use up the rest of the world's oil supply, okay? And when at some point, I don't know, 100 years from now, 200 years from now, 300 years from now, when at some point when they run out of oil, then I'll go and I'll start using my oil reserves, okay? Because that is a, you know, especially with something like oil. Oil is in a limited supply. There's only so much in the ground. You know, the thing, you know, unlike leaves and grass and wheat and all these other things that we grow, where you have a continuous supply that grows every season, okay? You know, oil was created, you know, by, it's basically what's left of fossil remains, that, you know, from going back millions of years. So the oil was created, was seeded millions of years ago, and it takes millions of years to make it. So once it's used up, you're not going to be able to make oil. Now you can use other substitutes like synthetic oil and stuff like that, which is a lot more expensive, a lot more difficult to use. So again, just a different way for you guys to, you know, to think about things. And you know, just anytime you're having difficulty understanding money, get the money out of the equation. Okay, go back to a barter system. You know, at least, you know, theoretically. Okay, get the money out, go back to bartering, like I did with the AKs and the AR-15s here, and all of a sudden everything will become so much more clear to you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. If you're not a member of my channel, please subscribe, and please do share the video, because I'm trying to attract a lot more people to this channel, because I think there's a lot of useful information in this channel that I want to kind of get out there. I don't make any money from any of this. I just do this for fun, you know, and I'm trying, more than anything, I'm trying to grow the gun community. So I'm specifically looking to reach people that live in cities that you know, have not been introduced to guns, and to our way of thinking, okay? And I'm trying to bring them into our culture. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.